Very good morning to you. Yes, we have got a fantastic one-day special for you. That is literally flying off the shelves. But I do want to get to the complete collection very quickly. But if you missed the launch of the one-day special, it is by the very lovely John next door. So let's say good morning to John Lockwood. Good morning, my darling.
Are you all right? It's ages since I saw you.
Oh, I know. It's been an age,
feels
hasn't
like, you know, more than 12 hours, except it's not.
We didn't actually go anywhere, did we? We just stood here and waited.
Yeah, we slept in our separate green rooms, basically.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So, what have we got in the one-day special, John? It is phenomenal. It is packed full. Tell me, take me through it, darling.
Well, to start with, you've got the box kit.
Yes.
So the important thing to remember on this is, yes, you're getting lots of goodies in there. You're getting lots of products in there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm falling over my teeth. But what you've actually also got is you've got the magazine, and I think we forget this.
That's true.
So in there, you've actually got a magazine with 129 tips and hints and things in there.
Yep.
But also, you've got 71 projects, step by step, using the products that are actually in the kit. So you can, as long as you've got a die cutting machine, some ink and acrylic block, so if you've got, you know, a die cutting machine, some ink and a block,
you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
You've got everything you need, all of the paper, all of the card, everything's in there. So, you know, if you've got your papers in there, so if you want to know, say, you know, how to make that card, there's the instructions.
Yeah.
You know,
ingredients, everything.
Yeah. All of the bits on here, all of the stamps,
yeah,
are in the kit.
Yeah.
This die that does this butterfly is in the kit. This paper is in the kit. The die to make these little flowers in the kit. So all I've added to this is my Kaleido, obviously, to do the foiling, but you could do that in any colour.
Yeah.
So I've added some craft card and some gold card. That's it. So that's what's so fab. You want to make that card.
Yeah.
There's the full instructions for you. Tells you exactly how to do it. So for this, all you need to add are some inks and some white embossing powder.
Beautiful.
So everything's there. So that's the bit I always feel we miss out on this.
Yes, yes. And what was lovely about all the demonstrations John's been doing, he's been trying to do different ones so that you're not repeating what you're seeing in your lovely magazine. So you're getting that fabulous Firth kit Firth Park frame. And this is made specially to go within the actual kit. This isn't just an add-on. This has been developed by John, so it fits in with, it has that cohesion with the collection, doesn't it?
It's basically designed, this is exclusive to you at the craft store with this bundle. It isn't available on its own anymore. And basically, this is part of my full normal collection. It matches with other dies that I've done so far this year.
Yeah.
So this is the Firth Park frame.
Yeah. And
we did Firth Park tags, so this matches exactly with it. And it matches perfectly with everything in the box kit. So it frames the stamps. The stamped images will fit in there. It works with the papers. It will frame the stencil. So all of that all together is just amazing value.
It is, and you've got those beautiful dies there as well. So we've got the magazine, we've got the stencil, we've got the dies, we've got the fantastic packed jam A4 sheet of the stamps, which we'll talk more of course, and that beautiful Firth Park frame die set. 2/3 of the stock has gone, £19.98. Now, we will look at all of this in more detail, but what I want to bring your attention to is the loopy die set plus the poppy die set, which we are calling the complete collection, which the majority of you are going for, because this is an absolute fantastic addition, and again it is part and fits into the whole beautiful one-day special. Now we are already at 80% of the complete collection, so this is where, you know, there's something for everybody's budget, and I know that's important to you, John.
There is, yeah. We were talking about this earlier. I always like to try and make individuals available for people because we are all on a budget. You know, I had a message last night from a lady who said, I can't quite stretch to the whole complete.
Yeah.
I said, well, we've got the individuals of everything but the Firth Park on there.
Yeah. And
we'll try and do that at some stage for you. But, you know, if your budget stretches, the complete collection is it's stupid value.
Oh,
it really is. The box kit on its own is brilliant value. Everything's done together, but there are options for people. Yeah. Because I've always said this. It doesn't matter if you've got £1 in your pocket or $1 million in your pocket. Everyone's got a budget.
They do. They do. So do look and shop ahead on the web, because there are individuals, of course, but of course the savings from the one-day special are compounded and carried over into the complete collection as well. And a favourite of mine are these beautiful poppies, and you can see the embossing within them, because poppies, we mustn't just think are for November. There's so many stunning different ways they've been used. I mean, we have got samples falling off the counter here And there's that beautiful loopy die as well. Because we were saying that, weren't we? They're not just for November, are they, John?
They're not, no. I mean, if you drive down any sort of, big sort of area at the moment, poppies are absolutely everywhere. And I think, we need to remember it's a beautiful flower and they mix so well.
Yeah.
I mean, I did some poppy heads a while ago. I've done a daisy, I've done a cornflower. They mix beautifully together. Yeah. And because the poppy is a solid, if I just sort of bring this one in onto the overhead, you can see, because they're so solid, they make the perfect backing to almost make, as poppies are, they're usually taller.
Yes.
So you can cut a row of those across, perhaps into the loopy, because again, they'll fit, but then put some of your more 3D flowers
further down.
Yeah,
the wild
so
meadow.
use it. I mean, there's samples there doing all that sort of thing, but there's so much you can do with it.
So much, so much. So that is both your loopy die set there and your gorgeous poppies there. Now that takes it right down to £40.46. 2 flexi-buy payments of £20.23. It's a bit of a why not deal. So if you aren't a Freedom Club member, you're still getting savings. You've got your postage and packaging paid for and unlimited delivery for the month and other savings to take advantage of across all the different hours here for the next month. So you've got that on the flexi-buy there. You've got that £9.50 saving from 030 879. Now, John will be using all of these elements. We'll be talking more about them. You can see the little tag dies there. I'm going to flag up those tag dies that you can find on the website because they're already getting very limited, as it were. So please shop ahead. As John said, there's something for everybody's price point. The brand new Firth collection of dies there. You can get these separately. We've got the Kaleidoscope stunning butterflies there as well, haven't we? Now, they're the Art Deco butterflies. They are the large deco and the smaller deco butterfly set. They are a collection as two as well on the website. So look at those 5-star reviews as well. Please shop ahead. There's the tag set, 10 dies, £11.99. Once that's gone, it's gone. And we've also got the Craft Artist Petal beautiful ink boxes as well. 70% of those has gone, and I know John's going to start his first demonstration with that, and it ties in beautifully with the perfect shape of the little ones, because this is how you do it, John.
It is.
You want them all to work together, don't you?
It's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit, and I'll hold my hand up. I'm a control freak. I am.
Nothing wrong with that.
Even down to, and I get it wrong, I spell things wrong, but it's always down to me.
Yeah.
So I know, we've got a die coming out later in the year, and the package on the picture on the back of the packaging is not exactly right.
Right.
And I was able to say, I'm really sorry, Peter, it's my fault. I did it.
Okay.
But, that's what I know that I've done it. So because I draw all of this, what I've done is the tags are, and they're not just shrunk down because you can't do that.
No.
I know a lot of people think all you actually do is you take, so these are the tags -1, which I've already lost. So if you bear with me a second, because I know what I'm like, I got a second set, because I am really bad, I know. So that's the dies you get in the box kit. And what I did is I didn't shrink it.
Yeah, because that's what we think you do.
Yeah, this is what you think you do.
Genuinely
you think you go,
do.
People think you click it and you go, right, 50%.
Yeah. Did
on the X and Y, and it just, trust me,
it doesn't work like that.
It does not work like that at all. You basically have to sort of almost shrink it down and then redraw it in.
Oh my gosh.
So what I did was to add to these, you've got now the little tags, but you can see that they're not shrunk because of the different aspect ratios of them.
Yes, yeah.
So it means that you can do it.
Yeah.
So it does mean that these little tags will cut out the paper tags here in the paper pad that you get. So they will cut those out perfectly.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then the medium tag
which
within
you showed
this
us last night in the 8 o'clock show.
will cut out the top.
Yeah.
It's just that little bit taller, and all you do is chop the bottom off.
Now 80%, John.
Right.
No, so we're approaching limited. Oh my gosh, that was quick.
So I
sorry,
did promise that
get
I
this
would make
demo
a
in
card
quick.
with it.
Approaching limited, so please don't miss out on the tag die set. Once it's gone, it's gone. So I just wanted to flag that up straight away. £11.99, 271 878 for those 10 days. I better let you get on with it, John.
Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to fold. Now this is craft card, but this is what I've actually used through the box kit. And this is actually a coated craft card, because I think a lot of people don't realise that some of the cards that you buy, like your Super Smooth, is actually what we call pre-print card. And it's card that's actually made for the box and the print industry. So it's smooth rollered so that it will take a digital print. Okay. And that actually can sometimes leave a coating which can pick up foil and things. So if you've ever actually sort of heat embossed onto certain cards and you've found that you've got little bits and flecks, it isn't you, it's the card.
Oh, God, you're a mind of information,
So
John. I love it.
I have to know why. I'm so boring.
I love that,
really
though.
am.
I love that, though. And I'm interested in the why as much
Yeah,
as you
I know.
are.
I have to know the why. You know, how it's made and shows like that are just my constant on. You know, I'm a documentary idiot. So what I'm going to do is I've folded this in half, and I'm going to take the largest tag in the set, and I'm literally going to push it up against the edge.
Now, we've
so
literally
that
got a
it's
handful,
hanging
John.
over.
Literally got a handful.
Right. So I'm just going to tape that down. Okay. And I'm simply going to run it through. So just like that.
Through the Clydo there.
And
Now,
let
I
me
should
get that
say,
through.
while John's just cutting out the die there, well done for being so quick. Thank you for getting up so early. Thanks for being so on it, because that is now a technical sellout. I will tell you if any bounce back, so please check out your baskets. Obviously, I don't want that to happen to you. $11.99, you've got that 271878, but I know John's going to continue, because you're using all elements of everything
I
that's
am,
in the
yeah,
one-day
and
special
it's
as
all
well,
matching
and
together,
complete.
and it's always that thing of, you know, if you've got them, you want to know.
See, what can I do with them, John?
There's nothing more frustrating than going, I bought that because I really want to do that, and then we stop doing it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use the other bits. So it's really simple because we've got the smaller tags in the set. So I've done that on the left-hand fold. Yeah?
Yes.
To make myself a little blank card.
Lovely.
I've also done it, again, on the right-hand fold. Because I said we would make a triptych.
Triptych, that's right. Yes, you did last night, yeah.
Really, really simple. So what I've got is them basically folding the opposite way. So you'll actually, if I could get... This is the problem when we're not actually together. With the whole, we've got to be distanced. I wish I could give you this card so you could actually feel the coating on it.
Yes, which you were just describing
But
to me,
you
yeah.
can do it with standard craft card, but I'm going to use my craft artist, and I'm using it neat straight from the bottle.
Okay.
Because the craft artist glue is literally it's got more acrylic than any other glue I've used.
Right.
So when I want to stick something solidly, if you look at that now, and there's no leak through.
No,
I
and
don't use my fine tip because I add a little bit of water into that to make it flow. So I want this very tough.
What's the glue glaze, John, at the bottom of the screen there? Because we get
you'll
the
see
glue glaze with that.
I will use that in a bit. It's literally, it's a fast grab glue, yeah,
Yeah.
that's completely flat. So I'll just show you this.
Sorry
This
to
is the
change the
craft
subject,
artist.
I'm
It's a
intrigued.
3D glue. It's
Oh.
high in acrylic. All craft glues and PVAs and EVAs and everything are all made the same way.
Yeah.
They are acrylic and water.
Right.
The more acrylic you have, the thicker it goes, the more like 3D.
Yeah.
So if I leave that, that will dry like that, but clear.
Right, okay.
Yeah? So, and we have the craft artist, I work with them to get it made very thick, which means more acrylic.
Yes.
More acrylic, less water, more expensive.
Got it.
But we managed to do it by getting lots and lots and lots of it made. This is a
Fabulous.
glue glaze, but if you look, that is flat.
Yes.
And it's basically, can you see that's drying already?
Yes, yeah.
Because it's a quick grab, quick dry glue, but it's in a lip gloss container.
Ah, it's not as thick a density
Yeah,
of
no,
your,
it's a different glue. But what I was saying is, we don't like to pretend this is literally a lip gloss container.
Oh,
That's
attractive.
it.
Lovely.
So it makes it so much easier to use.
To
But you can
apply,
see
yeah.
that now is nearly dry.
Yeah.
Whereas that will sit there. Yeah.
There we go. Thank
So-
you for explaining that. $9.99,
That's now done.
521794.
So what I'm going to do is just turn that over the other way. And can you see there's a little bit of an overlap? I'll just trim that off.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just so that there I've got my triptych.
Lovely.
Yeah? Really, really simple. So now what we'll do is we'll decorate the front.
Yeah.
And what I've done is I'll put it up so you can actually see what I mean.
Yep.
Now, you could, and what I will do in a minute is do that. So I've got here, I've used the same die and I've cut out the tag. And I've cut out the hole with it using the whole die in the set.
Yeah, and you give us a reinforcer in there as well, don't
and there's
you?
a whole die and a reinforcer for the smaller tags as well,
Yeah.
because it's not the same one. So I'm just going to grab my plate, because it makes stenciling so much easier, and grab my stencil. And I'm just literally going to put this down. Shall we get it right way round? Yeah, we shall. So I'm just going to put that down, hold it with the magnetic rules, which keep it in place. It's so much easier. And we'll grab a brush. Now, what colours shall we go for?
Ooh.
Anti-fee. Which would you like?
Let's go for those beautiful blues.
Yeah. I thought you might say that.
You know I
You're
like
like me.
blue.
You love your blues and things. So I'm just going to go through. Now, because this is craft card, the colours won't come through as true.
No, that's, yeah, I understand.
So
Yeah.
I'm just going to go through a little bit, but I'll show you how we can get over that. So
Now
I'm just using there a couple of colours, but you can see already.
Ooh, lovely, John. And that's the stencil in the one-day special and complete collection.
Yeah, and I actually I'm going to put this butterfly edge on.
Ooh, lovely.
Remember, we've got a stamp to match this
and
in the box kit.
Yeah.
And a die.
Yeah.
So I could do that. So let's put that there. Let's just grab a magnet to hold my card in place.
We've got those petal ink pads. Now, you've got a set that are pearlised, and then you've got the brights, and then you've got your secondary set, which are your colours in between your brights. So you've got a full collection there of 24 beautiful petal ink pads there, 37.97, 409, 536.
And you can see there.
I love that.
You've got that little shadowing. We're going to stamp on that in a minute. So I'm just going to take now some of the little butterflies in there.
Gorgeous.
And lightly shade randomly.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing is I'm using whatever's left on my brush.
Yeah.
I'm not adding more ink. So you get lots of different tones and definition. But going through the brush, you see you get the little dots. So you get all of those little dots and everything through there. So what I'm going to do now is we'll bring in some of the stamps. So pop that to one side and I'll grab my press to impress. Should have put it in there really. So again, I'm just going to pop that down. And then we go to our stamp set.
The big stamp set.
The big stamp set.
I loved your explanation of that. They can't be less than 7 millimetres apart.
Yes, there's got to be a 7mm gap between them.
I love you. Every day's a school day with
we've
our
got
John.
here, this is the stamp that matches with that stencil and the die.
Yeah.
So I can lay this over.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly in the right place.
Yeah.
Pop it down. I'll grab my grey and just ink that, stamp it on, and that way then I've got the detail.
Ah, lovely.
And I've gone off a little bit, but it looks like it's shadowed.
Yeah.
But one of the ways to cover that off is if I move my tag down, say, let's say 2 centimetres.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm going to re-ink that lightly. I can do it again. It kind of makes sense of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can play with that. I'm not going to take my favourite stamp, which is my favourite, which is the Immortal Beloved text.
Oh,
because I'm using that on
which is from which artist?
It's from Beethoven.
Correct.
Yes.
I only know
So
that
using a
John
little
told
bit
me
of
last
the
night.
grey, adding on a little bit of a few of the butterflies.
Ah.
So I'm just sort of stamping a few random butterflies on.
Beautiful.
So I've gone off a little bit there, so let's put that one there. So what I'll do is, so I will use a little bit of the text because
because we love it.
Yeah.
So this is a genuine, explain to everybody if they missed this, John, what's this taken from,
this
darling?
is a text from a letter that Beethoven wrote to his beloved, and it was never delivered. It was found after he died.
So sad.
And it's my, it's one of my, it's Mrs. Duck, who's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
It's one of her favourites.
It's beautiful.
She's used it loads, and I've used it on loads and loads of my dies where it's got sort of text in the background because I want it to mean something. So we're just going on like that. So we could keep just decorating up or anything. But I like that, and I like almost the darkness of it. I like the fact because we've done it on craft card.
Yeah.
So I've only used 1, 2, 3, 4 stamps and the stencil, and you've got like 28 different stamps in there. So there's our tag. I'm just going to take whatever's left on my brush back on my plate and just sweep round the edges, just to close those edges, just to give them that little bit of faded. So if I bring in a piece of white, you'll see what I mean. So it just gives that little bit of shading around it. Yeah. So let's take that away. So now that could be my front cover.
Gorgeous.
And fits over exactly.
And that lovely, I mean, I mentioned it's got that beautiful stitching on it as well, hasn't it, around the edge?
It has. It's got the stitching all the way through, so I
Yeah.
put some thread through or anything.
Yeah.
So I thought what we'd do is we'll put a poppy on that.
Lovely. Yay, the gorgeous poppies. Now, they're in the complete collection. And I should mention as well that those beautiful poppies, they are embossed as well. Oh, sorry, there we go. I just wanted to see if you could see the embossing on there. Let me just see if I... There we go. Thank you, Chris. Isn't that beautiful? So they're in the complete collection, as well as those beautiful loopy frames as well. So that's why everybody's going for the loopy collection. If you're a Freedom Club member, £40 and 46p.
Right.
Sorry, going back to you.
No, it's okay. So all I've done is take this down now. This is onto the craft card.
Yeah.
And again, remember, this is coated card.
Uh-huh.
So the next effect that I will get is because it's coated.
Right.
So, you know, it's just a case, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use what's in the die, but I'm also going to use my Kaleido and the basic kit of it.
Ooh, lovely.
So I'm just going to pop those out, and what you'll see is, hopefully, is all the lines that are embossed in.
Uh-huh.
So it's really hard. If I hold it up a little bit, there you go.
Oh, fab.
You can see them. They never show up that well on TV, but...
They do.
So
I can see that clearly, John. I can see them fantastically.
let's make sure. Which pen? Honestly.
Beautiful.
Should be so prepared. So I'm going to use the pen that comes with the Kaleido. So you get this with it. But what you can do is, because the lines are there, it's actually really easy. You would think, I wouldn't suggest, and I wouldn't even do it personally, to draw on these lines myself. Yeah?
Yeah.
On a die. They're already there for you.
So you can feel confident just to trace
So
over
all
them.
I'm doing is tracing over, and I'm going to add a little bit just randomly on that one. I'm going to do the same with the smaller one, so I'm just following round the lines. I'm not doing perfectly because I don't really feel I need to. And I'm going to put a little bit on the edge and a little bit on the edge. Okay, so I've just literally drawn some black lines with the Kaleido pen on there.
Oh, am I going to see the Kaleido in action?
You are.
Oh, do you know what? I've never been with you when it's been going.
No, well, we've
sentence,
not had, you know, we've not had everything in.
Yeah.
It seems to fly out every time. I think at the end of
exciting.
at the end of July we have got. So if anyone gets the starter kit, we will have all of the foils and the ink and everything back.
Brilliant. So get the starter kit now. We've got that on the screen, everybody. $99.99.
You can do this with the starter kit. So
Great.
you don't need anything else. So this is the foil again that comes in the starter kit.
Oh, yes, fabulous. Now
So
you've used that on the beloved stamp
I did,
speech.
yeah.
Let me just grab the card down here because it's so beautiful. And this again was on a craft card, and John's used it with the butterfly stamps. Look how pretty that is. You're going through the Kaleido as well, which you could do if you've got the Kaleido starter kit.
And you see all of that blooming is because I've used a coated card. So I know, because a lot of people have said to me, oh, they've stamped images and then got
some kind of
on like super smooth card, and they've got like a bloom and the foils come off. That's because that is a pre-print card. A lot of your super smooths are actually not waste, that's really bad, but it's actually what's left over from packaging and printing making. It's the smaller bits of the roll, and it's been prepped for that. So what I've done is I've just put this over. Now I can't put the way I've done it, I can't actually put my stripe on, the metal stripe, and I never use that anyway.
Okay.
And because it's pieces, I can't tuck it under.
I wouldn't know what that is because I've not
So
seen.
if you've seen it, what you would have to do is, because the foil is on top, you have to secure the foil down.
I see.
So there's a metal stripe that comes with it.
Yeah.
And you would normally put it on the other side, and it will magnet on.
I see.
But I don't do that because the number of times I've lost that in my machine is crazy. I have.
Okay.
So I don't do it that way. So I've just put a bit of tape on. But all I do is, now normally I would say at home, leave these to dry for half an hour.
Okay.
But I'm not going to try it. And I just literally roll it through while it's heating. I've already heated it up.
Ow.
It plugs in.
Oh my goodness.
Plugs in, you switch it on at the side.
Yeah.
And it
sorry,
beats-
it's just that you've been using it so much just to do your normal die cutting over the last couple of days.
But
so.
then, you see there,
Look. Oh, it's unbelievable. So it's attracted to where you've laid the pen down?
yeah, basically the pen is magic, and it will only stick
that
the
useful?
foil where we pen. So of course what I've got is now, I have
That's just magic.
a beautiful gilded poppies. So I'm going to stick those on, and I'm going to use the glue glaze, because this is, can you imagine, even with my fine tooth, even with my fine glue applicator, can you imagine trying to glue those lines?
Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't bother. I use the glue glaze, and literally, because it's flat, I can just go, and because it's got this lip gloss container,
Precision.
I just go over like
Yeah,
that.
dibby-dob.
So much quicker. Only thing you have to remember is be relatively quick.
So we've got that glue at the bottom with your large artist glue as well, 2 of those, as well as the glue glaze, and the Kaleido starter kit. So we get the machine, we get the pen, and we get the foil. Now, can you use anything else other than the pen to get the foil onto things?
You can. There is ink. There's a special ink so that you can use stamps. It's the only machine ever done that you can actually stamp any stamp you've ever bought and foil it.
Yes.
The ink is currently out of stock. It is back in at the at the end of July.
And you're going to bring us more foils
Yeah,
as well.
and we're going to bring it, and all the foils are there, and all the foils will be back then.
And I've got to say, you've been...
But for this, you can do this now, basically using the starter kit. Brilliant. Because I think we forget what you can do. So I've got, arguably to me, this has been the best A5 die cutting machine I've used.
Yes, because that's what you've been doing since yesterday, just using it as a die cutting machine.
I mean, the thing is as well, I've had this one over a year. I've had these plates over a year.
Yeah.
I've never replaced them.
They're not bowing or anything, are they?
They've not bowed or anything. But the fact that I can, just using the pen and the foil in the kit, that I can actually foil the detail in those poppies.
And then we're ready to take advantage of all the goodies you're going to bring us at the end of July.
Yeah. It
How
almost
beautiful.
like splits it for you. But
that's
again,
so gorgeous.
there is no other way that I know to do that unless you use one of those glue pens and the glue activated foil. And you're putting it on and pulling. To my
Sorry,
experience,
I'm making faces over it.
Yeah, I know. You've seen it. You're putting it on and pulling it off, and putting it on and pulling it off. And no, you know, that is so much easier. And it's literally just a pen.
Straight through. Oh, gorgeous, John. That's gorgeous. We went off on a tangent there with our Kaleido machine, but I'm so glad we did.
Sorry.
I know John's done launches and specials. I just haven't had the pleasure of being next to him. $99.99 for the Kaleido machine starter kit. It's got the foil in there. It's got the beautiful pen. Got the plates. Don't forget that's a functional, beautiful, fantastic die cutter machine when you don't plug it in. 807642, and you've got your plates there as well. And John is bringing us all those goodies to, you know, embellishments to add to it as well at the end of July. So if you've got that in the bag now, that's a bonus for the end of July as well. Now, you saw the poppy dies there in the complete collection with the beautiful, I mean, I am besotted with the loopy dies. Let me just show you that there. This is one of Leslie's, and you can see that it's so attractive. It reminds us of knitting. It reminds us of crochet. They are in the complete collection. You're also getting everything that's in the box kit. All those beautiful papers and tags. The A4 set of, how many dies was it? 24? No, 20.
It's 28 stamps.
28 stamps. Sorry, John. Sorry, 28
dies
stamps.
Are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think.
8 dies there with the fit small tags and the beautiful butterfly edging. You've got the stamp to match that as well. And then you've also got the Firth Park frame set of dies. So huge collection, 19 in the complete collection there, 037879. Now that goes down to £40.46 if you're a Freedom Club member, and we can split that into 2 flexi-buy payments of £20 and 23 pence. I mean, become a Freedom member for £7.97. You're still getting savings. Your postage and packaging is paid for. And then you've got a month's unlimited delivery and a month's worth of Freedom savings to take advantage of on other hours. So it just is it's a win-win. Now, over 80% has gone. You can get individual items. You can just go for the one-day special, which is under £20, which doesn't include your loopy loops and your poppies, because John's very keen on making it very affordable for everybody. And don't forget the lovely Art Deco butterfly dies that are on the show as well. I know we haven't come to those yet, but they are rather stunning, the large and the small. I'm just holding up the small there, but they are absolutely beautiful. 16 dies in total. You can get them as separates, but 16 dies in total for the 2 sets there. £18.98, 412969. So that includes the large and the small. Right, John, let's go back to you.
Right, okay, so I thought I've talked about, and I've shown it a little bit, the matching stamp die and stencil, but I thought it's probably time to actually show you.
Lovely.
Rather than keep wittering about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little corner or a little edge. So here I'm going to start with the stamp. Okay,
yeah.
And I've just put the stamp down as normal, and it's a strip, and all the elements that make this are actually in the stamp set.
Gosh.
So those individual butterflies, those circles, they're all in there somewhere as well.
You've deconstructed it as separates.
Yeah, so that you can
brilliant.
make it and collage it how you want. So just inking it in Versafire, and I'm using smoky grey so it's not quite so sharp. So there I get the beautiful impression. I designed it to repeat. Yeah.
Oh, so we got that continuation no matter what the size.
Yeah, so
Lovely.
you can go on and repeat it, and you just basically wodge them together there. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, wodge them together.
You wodge them together. You know, it works because it's a collage. It's actually, that would be called a kaleidoscope of butterflies.
Yes.
Because the whole flurry of butterflies is a kaleidoscope. So you can see there, we've got that edge.
Lovely.
Yeah, really simple. So now I can bring in the stencil that matches.
Gorgeous.
So again, I'm going to just move my card down a little bit. Here we go. And just put that on. I should use this on my stencil board because it would hold it a lot better, but I will just do it at the minute with the magnets. So grab my brush, and I'm going to go with my pearlized inks.
Oh, lovely.
And I'm going to start with my yellow. No idea what colour I've got on this brush, so it could come out any colour. But just literally go with the yellow, and I'm doing about a third. Okay, I'm then going to go with the orangey shade.
And these are the pearlized ones, aren't they?
They are, they're beautiful, these, they really are. So I'm going with the orangey one. Then I get to the end, yeah?
Yeah.
So I just move the stencil down.
Lovely.
And get the next repeat. You can see exactly how I've stamped off, but does it matter?
Yeah, no.
Not at all. So carry on with that orange, and then I'm going to go to the red.
Ooh.
And I'm just going to put that into the end, and you'll see then how I've got that sort of kaleidoscope of butterflies running down.
Beautiful,
now,
yeah.
what I've actually done is, because I've done two, look there, I've got a line and I've made a bit of a mess.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll tell you what, I'm going to blend that out, but then I've kind of lost that edge, haven't I?
Yes.
So what I would do is, now I pull in the die.
Great stuff.
So I put in the die and I go, right, that needs to go onto there, follow the pattern through, make sure I'm happy with it. I had an absolute nightmare with the people who make the box kit. That sounds awful, I don't mean it that way, but we had so many discussions about, oh, that die's a bit big, can you make it smaller? No, it matches the stamp.
Yes. Yeah,
oh, well, could you do that? And I think the actual dies you get in this set are probably version 7 or something, of just trying to make it, because I wanted you to have
it to match the stamp.
This to match the stamp and match the stencil.
The stencil, yeah.
So we were playing about so many different ways and combinations to get it in, because it is to make sure everyone gets good value. But you see now, that cuts out, and I can just again place it back on.
To match again, yeah.
To match again, and it will cut into that a little bit, but it makes no difference at all. And I'm doing these through my Kaleido. I have switched it off, but it's still warm.
Yeah, but I can still use it as a die cutting.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for it to cool down to use it as a die cutting machine.
Okay, fab.
So you're running it
I
down.
can't wait for the end of July, John. And I know
it will be. And there's some, there's some really nice stamps and dies to match with it to work that just foil beautifully.
Amazing.
But you see there now.
Perfect.
You can see how I've done that. So I can again, I would foam mount that, but what I would actually do as well is, let's use some of the elements that we've got in there. Yeah. So I'm going to put that to one side. I'm going to bring in, I wish I was organised.
You are in your craft cave.
I start so organised. I have everything in bags and all the demos prepped, and then I go completely off kilter and think I'll do something else. So I'm just going to take the same colours as I used before, and I'm literally, again, I know everyone has their own choice of inks.
Yeah.
When it comes to blending inks, I just adore these.
And they're great value, because there's 24 in there. You've got 8 of the those beautiful pearlized you're using one now, and then you've got the brights, and then there's secondary colours that go between the brights.
You've got basically your tea time and your rainbow, and it gives you all your primaries and your secondary colours.
Yeah,
so it's everything you need. When we do the finger stamps, they work so well with them.
Yeah.
So all I'm going to do now is take some of the elements that were actually in that strip. So I've got the large circle.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the red because I used the orange and the yellow in here. And I'm just going to first and second, because you think at the minute that looks a mess.
Yeah, I won't lie to you, John.
No, it does. I'm making no pretense whatsoever, I know. You have got to have, it's almost like having, I can remember...
The calm before the, well, no, it's the storm before the calm, that.
I actually remember hearing, I think it might have been a joke on a TV show or something, but I remember hearing a chef stood in the kitchen and the plate came back and went, well, he's eaten it. And it just makes it, you've got to almost have a level of professional conceit. Of thinking it's got to be good enough to send out.
Yeah,
I mean, I used to cook, so you know, I used to chef, so you know that it doesn't matter. You've got to do it, so you've got to just go. Do you know what? I'm going to keep banging at it until it looks okay. Yeah. And that's all you can do. So I'm going to pull the butterflies out. So it's this one here, and I'm going to use the grey again because I use the grey for the main butterflies. Mm-hmm. So again, I'm just adding some of those on. We'll put one there over where I put my finger mark. I'm going to take a couple of the tiny ones. Mm-hmm. So all I'm doing is building it up until I get to a point. It's something that Seth Apter, who's an American mixed media artist, says. You have some of his products on the show, don't you? I did a demo with him in a shop, and he said, and it really struck home, he said, you are only ever one layer away from magic. Ooh. So it was a case of saying, which I thought, just keep building until you get to that level. You just think that's the, hit the mark. But this is the great thing of having the inks. If you can see what I'm doing is... Yeah, you're going straight in there with the little ones, I'm going straight on. Mm. So I'm not having to open so many different ones. Okay. So, and I know what will bring this together, because it'll be my favourite stamp, won't it? Of course it will. Mr. Beethoven's. Mr. Beethoven's. So we'll find him. See? Ah, there we go. It's always a morning show where I've lost everything. But I find this very hard to believe because you know, those pictures in the magazine of your craft cave are. I'm envious at just how organised and tidy and everything's in the right place. I mean, it's a work of art, John. And it has to be like that. I mean, genuinely, and that was just taken when they said, "Oh, can we have some pictures to go with it, to match with the article?" And it was all about how I like everything organised. That is the. So I literally just went around the craft cave with my phone and took those photos. But that is how I have it, and I have to start that way. It's a thing of beauty. I should also mention there's a little sneak peek in there as well of the Christmas stamps and dies that are coming, which are rather spectacular. Now, disappointing that it's not the date that's in there, but it'll be well worth the wait because of general supply chains. It's going to be August, isn't it, darling? Basically, it's we know the trouble that's at the port. Yeah, and exactly. It's extremely frustrating. I've been working on it for 9 months. I know, darling. And our suppliers and manufacturers got everything out to us in time, but it's literally queuing to be unloaded. Yeah, so it'll be worth the wait in August, everybody, but you can have a little sneak peek there in the magazine as well. I've done this now. Yes. You're happy now? But now, if you look, yeah, look at that. Look at the difference. Yeah. You are only ever one layer away from magic to steal someone else's words. Yeah. But all I've done is randomly stamp it on, and that's what people do when they make these background papers. They just keep going. So now, beautiful. I'm just going to put that over it. Gorgeous. And then all I would do is now, this to me is the final thing. Yeah. I always trim down. Yeah. How do you know where to... Are you going for a traditional cards? Well, what I tend to do is I'll chop a bit off where I think it's not right. Yeah, okay. Yeah? Start with a straight line, and I'm going to turn this into, say, 5 by 7. Okay. So I'm actually going to go a little bit over 5 to start with. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And go, no, not happy. I need to leave a little bit for that edge. So take it down, and I'm going through 2 layers of card and foam tape. Yeah. Yeah. So I can't go with 7 on this one, can I? But hang on a minute. Slice of your guillotine there, John. That's your Crafts 2 guillotine, is it? Yeah. If I take 3/4 of an inch off, it will actually give me 7. Okay. Oh, sorry, no, 1 1/4 inch, because I know that A4 card is. How sad is this? I know that A4 card is 8 1/4 inches. I love the fact that you know that. 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. Yeah. let's then chop this last size down to 5. But then you look what you've got.
Perfection. Isn't that fantastic? How beautiful. That came together so effortlessly with all those elements.
And just the trimming works. And then get your sentiment on there. Use some of these scraps. I mean, you could actually put your sentiment on there.
Going
across, or cut some little flowers out. You know, you've got pieces left to play with. But that's what's so useful about a set like this, where you've got stencil, die, stamps, everything together.
And it is all there. Thank you, John. I'll whiz through everything again so that we can come back to you again. Now, the one-day special comprises of that magazine with over 70 projects there. I think it's 72. There's over 129 fantastic top tips. You've got the stamps there. Those amazing, amazing stamp sets there on the A4 sheet. Look at them, including that beautiful Beethoven letter to his sweetheart that never got sent. You've got the stencil that John's just been using that coincides with that beautiful butterfly edging there as well. You've got the Firth Park frame die set there. Yeah, absolutely stunning. And then you've got your tag dies again, the butterfly die edging there as well. And then you've got all those beautiful papers, don't forget, and tags that are in the actual magazine itself. Now, that's all £19.98, 057991. So you're ready to go, as John said. 70% of that has gone. The majority of you, however, are taking on board the fact that we cannot live without the loopy dies, which are just absolutely stunning, and the poppy die set as well. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So please, please, please don't miss out. Remember, the saving is taken across from the one-day special to the complete collection. You've got a £9.50 saving there. £40, additional I should say, £40.46. That can be split into 2 flexi-buy payments if you're a Freedom Club member of £20.23. If you're not a Freedom Club member, it's a bit of a why not deal. Why not take advantage of those huge savings and get unlimited delivery, have your postage and packaging paid for as well. I'm going to mention those lovely butterflies, those Art Deco butterflies, because you can get them as individual dies, but they are 2 sets, as you can see here on the counter. Now, the smaller butterflies, we've got 12 dies, and then the larger butterfly, we've got the solid, and you've also got the beautiful ornate butterflies there as well, so you've got 4 dies in there. So 16 dies in total, £18.98, and they work, as you can see, beautifully. They work beautifully with the set because of the butterflies that John's got in the stamps and the edging there of, and I know this was as well because this, oh sorry everybody, this was a supply. Oh, is it that one? That's me just looking at it the wrong way round. I was right the first time. This was a supply issue, wasn't it? Because that says dream and love, because it just came later, didn't it? Yes. John, yeah.
Yeah, they were designed to go with this collection.
Yes.
And it was designed all to launch. Again, we've had nothing but trouble this year, and no one ever thinks this box kit was due to come out in March.
Gosh,
and then these butterflies were going to come with it, and that was going to be the sort of the whole thing with the Firth Park frame, which we held back. So everything was all planned to launch sort of at the end of March. Gosh. And with the boats and everything that's gone on, it literally, actually, even at the last minute, it was diverted to Rotterdam because it should have gone out at the beginning of June.
Oh my, what?
So, you know, we only got the stock of this 2-3 days ago.
Oh my goodness. So there you have it. I mean, it's, well, let me turn on this one. This is just beautiful. Well worth the wait. I mean, it's like stained glass, isn't it? Yay! I know, it makes me so happy. £18.98, 412969 for your gorgeous, gorgeous kaleidoscope of butterflies there. Yes, 412969. Well worth the wait. Now, another die set that I've not seen is the sentiments. Oh, I love these. So these are like a type print. Well,
these are what we call stencil sentiments.
Okay.
So what actually happens is the die cuts. You can't see on here. Can you, if you zoom in really, really close, you'll actually see, say on the 0 at the 0 of lots, can you see the 2 tiny little lines where it's connected?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you zoom out,
yeah,
you don't see that, so it looks like it's actually just solid because it's so fine. You kind of get to this point, you stop now, and sort of, you start to see. You read lots, you don't actually see
your eyes fill in the gaps,
and what
don't
the
they?
dies do is they cut out those letters into card.
Ooh.
So that you actually can use, and that's why we call it stencil sentiment, because of course you can stencil through them.
Oh, of course, yes.
So you can stencil through them, but again, you
The
get in
dies.
close and you kind of just see the connection, if not.
Yeah.
But you could never use individual letters and get them that straight.
No.
No, well, I certainly couldn't. I can promise you that for absolutely nothing.
Isn't that amazing? I love, look at this, and the fact that you can, the colouring, the layering there, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, so you can use any colour you want behind it. So they're just so useful. Even tone on tone, they work. I just love these style, I really do.
Aren't they gorgeous? They are so stylish, literally. They're just, oh my goodness, I love these, John. I've never seen anything quite like these. Aren't these stunning? £17.98, and you've got a cracking set of different sentiments, words there to really mix and match. You're a star, lots of love, best wishes on your belated sorry, with retirement, graduation, good luck, new home. You've got it all. You've got the whole gamut covered there. Sympathy, celebrate, birthday, get well soon. You can make up all the sentences you want and sentiments there. £17.98, 290 928. Now, something else that's been very popular, and we literally just scraped the surface there because I got excited when I saw John get out the foil because I've not been next to him when he's used the Kaleido. But we've got the Kaleido starter kit. Now, all the accoutrements, stamps and extra foils and gizmos and gorgeousness is coming at the end of July, but you can get started straight away, and it's a brilliant die cutting machine. I've seen John using it all the time last night. £99.99. You've got the pen which adheres to the foil. You've got your plates. What's the pokey thing there, John? The silvery pokey?
That is actually what we call the metal stripe.
Oh, that's the magnetic metal stripe. Yes.
The base of the Kaleido is magnetic.
Yes.
So it's something that, again, you don't normally get. You pay £20 or £30 more normally for a magnetic base, whereas the Kaleido actually has a magnetic base.
Got it.
So I can just put a die on.
Yes, look at it all just adhering straight away, yeah. So I'm not having to tape down.
So I'm not having to tape down.
And I can put that through my die cutting machine.
Yep, so I could literally just, and that's what's so fab. I mean, this has got a lot of bits in it, so the chances of this cutting cleanly are sort of not, because I haven't cleaned it out, but
You reversed it anyway, you were showing us last night.
I can just go through. So what happens is that metal stripe is so that you can hold your foil down to stop it. Because if you don't hold the foil down, and there is a video on YouTube showing you what to do when that happens, which is basically called how to clean it. Because if you get anything wrapped around the roller, you've done something wrong. You know, you've not held it down, or you've got glue on there or something like that.
Gotcha.
But it's to hold it down. Now, I don't use it. I tuck my foil in. Mainly because I've lost my metal stripe in the machine too many times by not putting it in the right place. So if something's so hard, I find a way around it. But you can see there, now because it's got all the bits in it, it's not fully cut through. But that's in exactly the right size still. Brilliant. Because I've used, because you see in the die, it's all full of black bits, so they can't go in when it's absolutely full like that. So yeah, that's what the stripes are on. That's why the magnetic base is there.
Fantastic. £99.99, the starter kit, so you can start to foil as John did earlier with the poppies. If you missed that, watch on rewind, or might be able to persuade him to do a bit more in the, what 12, is it at 12 o'clock? We're together 12 o'clock, 807642, because I am absolutely fascinated. Right, we've got 8 minutes, John. What can you rustle up for me, darling?
Okay, let's see what we can do. I'll probably use some of the card from this. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to use the loopy. And I'd already sort of set this up. So I'd already sort of made a suggestion of it and how it was of doing the loopy altogether. But one of the things that I haven't shown is how we actually make the loopy frame. And how we actually, and it works really well. The loopy is designed to work with the stencil sentiments, which is why I put them in. So I'm going to show you those two bits if I've got time.
Lovely.
So I've got a piece of, well, I haven't, have I? So I'll grab a new piece of white card, because I'm always thinking, oh yeah, no, I've just used that piece for the other bit. So I'm just going to cut a bit, and I tend to do this. I cut a lot of my card down to 5 3/4. And that's effectively A5. So I get the same size out of it, and it works really well. But what I've got again is, we can cut that out, and it gives us the beautiful loops all the way around. That's if I cut a piece of card big enough. Ooh, just. So I'm going to tape this one down. But if, So we can do that. We've done that earlier and used it as the backing. But you also get this panel which would fit on top.
Yeah.
But it also means you can actually use it and make yourself a loopy frame from it.
Yeah.
That's why I always put separate cut lines, because it makes such a difference. Now, this is a large die, so I'm going to run this through my A4 machine, because I know people go, well, it's only because you're greedy, and I invariably am. But I have an A4 machine, which is my Couture Creations Go Power and Emboss.
Yeah.
And I've been using it for well over 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I have my Kaleido, which is my A5 machine and my foiling machine. And I'll be honest, I tend to use that more.
Yeah. Well, that's all I've seen you use
Well, that
since you
sits on
joined
my
me
desk.
last night.
I only go for my big machine. You need a big machine.
Of course you do, for the bigger dies.
For the bigger dies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you need sometimes an electronic machine just for the extra power.
Yeah.
And if you
Everyone
do
would agree,
struggle.
John.
I use that more. It actually sits there as well. That's why it's handy, because that's where it sits in the craft cave. So you can see here, what I then get is, now I said last night...
You did. Yes, I'm hoping you'll say this again, yeah.
That basically, if you look how fine those circles are, and this is a very big die.
Yes, it is.
And I've taken all of the guts out of it. So this is, I'm going to take out this bit. So if you find it starts to tear at some of these points,
vulnerable points,
what you want to do is you want to use either a tumble dryer sheet over it to give it a coating to make it slide out, or cut it with wax paper, which just transfers the wax and makes it drop out. But loads of people have asked me, what was this bit in the 3-in-1 tool for?
Okay.
This is what it's for.
Just scooping up and out. Because, because they are so... I mean, it's a robust die, but the delicacy of those beautiful loops.
Yeah, exactly. If I start pulling that out, I'm going to tear that.
Yeah,
so I use,
pretty.
And that's what this is for. You see, I'm just
slide under there,
sliding under, and easing it out. I know people go, oh, well, you know, I haven't the patience, and you know, I've got no patience.
Well, it's not taking that long, not really.
If I tear that now, I've got to do it again.
Yeah, exactly, and
you know,
more card. Exactly.
So. I've got that frame. You see every bit's now switch back to my pokey bit. So every little bit's come out of it. So I've got a really nice sort of quite delicate frame. But if I actually want to sort of reflect it a little bit more, I've cut a piece of card here to 6 by 8.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah. But I want the centre out. So we go into my box to get out the one thing that I needed and knew I needed but didn't bother getting out this show. Which is my eponymous spray glue, into the spray box that they leave for me. One day Adam will come for me for the floor again, I'm sure. So I'm just going to put that down, get it straight. But because this is separate, I just drop that back in. And it clicks back into place.
Yeah, perfect fit.
Yeah, and we run that through. While it's doing that, I'll show you how we do a sentiment in the loopy.
Oh yes, so these new sentiments dies are fantastic. Stencil dies, it's a revelation to me. I love the font and the way in which it cuts through. So you've got all the different machinations there to make up your sentences and your sentiments to cover all the occasions. We didn't get to see these yesterday, but they're on the show right now. You might have found them on the web, so well done to you. And 290928, £17.98. So you can stencil through and die cut through. Incredible versatility. To your heart's content, yeah, I love them.
So I'm going to go with my favourite.
Yeah.
And there's only one reason. I always try and avoid what we call vanity dies.
What's that then?
And that's a die where the designer has made it just for themselves.
Okay, just because
they want it. And, you know, we're all guilty of it, I've got to be honest, but I was trying to avoid it. This one is a vanity die.
You're a star.
You're a star, because as the angels know, I use that constantly. So all I'm going to do is just put a little bit of tape either side. And I think it's a really nice sentiment when you're not sure what to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or rather saying, you can't keep saying thank you.
Yeah.
So I tend to say, you're a star.
I think that's great.
And what I like to do is just then I can move that around and get that even, yeah? And then I can make sure I match all of those bits. There we go. And I'm just going to cut that out. Now, this is a little bit long for my Kaleido. There they are. Honestly, I'm turning this into like my mini office here. I even have behind, I have all my boxes there that I have at home. I just bring them in all labelled.
It's fantastic.
I have to keep them out of air sight now. I put them all there the other day and somebody actually came in and took them all away. And moved them, and I'm like, what are you doing? That's where my dies are.
I need them.
So you may find, can you see that that's exactly the size of the plate?
Yeah.
If you've got that, what you do is just put that in.
Drop it down.
Drop it down and cut. Okay? When you get out the other end, move it down, plate on.
Back in you go again.
And back in you go.
Brilliant.
You know, don't think just because
it's a different size that we can't do it.
It's a different size you can't do it, because I'd much rather do that in there.
Yeah.
Because it's quicker for me. So then we've got, so I'll pull this one in. So again, get your tool, because you see how tight that is in there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah?
We don't want to damage it because the loopies are so lovely.
Switching to the spade, okay? And literally, can you see?
Just release it, yeah.
I can just release it that way. Take it round. It stops them tearing.
Yeah.
Take that one out.
Oh.
So, there's the loop frame. When I take that out, it's absolutely perfect. So there's my loop frame. And there's my Eurostar, that would just fit over it. And again, I could take another one of those, put that behind, offset, and we're done.
Gorgeous. Fantastic, John. Now, John's going to be back with us at 12. Thank you so much, my darling.
Thank you.
Fitted so much in, didn't he? Don't miss out. The loopy dies are available at the bottom of the screen on their own, but of course they're in the complete collection. So those savings carry over, and that can be split to 2 flexi-buy payments of £20 and 23 pence if you're a Freedom Club member. Don't go anywhere. John will be back at 12 for more fantastic demonstrations. Let's see what